discipline is still an Achilles heel for them, and they're going to be walking a tightrope today against Colombia. They have talent though. Veronika Stepanuga, Koshibayeva, watch out for her, plays fly half in the 15-a-side thing. She's wearing the number 10 shirt. And Alina Askarova as well, a try scorer on a few occasions already this weekend. So Kazakhstan in their light blue and yellow, and Colombia in their traditional colors, the yellow and the blue. This is the 5th place semi-final. The Kazakhstan Nomads, as they're known, against Las Tucanes of Colombia, the Toucans. Aguirre of the USA in the middle for this contest. The two teams met in the very first match here 2 and a bit days ago now. It was Kazakhstan who won that contest, beating Colombia 22 points to 5. So they're looking to do the double over Colombia. And Rach, what's it like when you're looking to settle a score perhaps on the 7 circuit, when you've lost to a side in a 15s tournament months earlier? It would have come across your bows, I'm sure, on plenty of occasions.
Yeah, of course, it'll be in the back of their minds, but, you know, all eyes will be on this next 14 minutes, and you know, Kazakhstan will be coming into this feeling fairly confident after the dominant performance in their opening game on day 1. However, Colombia would have learnt from those lessons. They have grown throughout the tournament, but the physicality that Kazakhstan can, the threat of that is what Colombia are going to need to try and nullify early on in this game.
Final day in Santiago in the World Rugby 7 Series Challenger event. Early doors, just past 10 a.m. local time, this match kicking off in Santiago.
That was certainly putting your body on the line. I think she literally leapfrogged over the Kazakhstan player to get the ball back.
Lopera on the switch with Mejia. These players would have played each other in the 15-a-side. There is not much difference between the 7s programs and 15s, so they know each other so well.
You talked about that discipline from Kazakhstan. No less than a minute on the clock and already 2 penalties gone away. It's been costly for them, especially in the quarter-final. Need to make good decisions.
I thought for a moment Laura Mejia was going for the up and under to then chase after it, but she goes for touch instead. What went wrong there then, Rach?
Just Kazakhstan got too high on the tackle, needs to get under the ball. Decent carry though, managed to still bump her off.
So often we've seen a good start for a team can see them completely dominate for 3 or 4 minutes. And this has been a good start for Colombia. Can they make it pay with their first real attack of the morning? Kazakhstan coming up a little too quickly from Askarova, and she overshot the ball carrier. Grappling goes Koshibayeva in the 10 jersey for Kazakhstan. Little shake from the inside, and Valentina Tapias, a sharp player, quick-footed. Can't run on that occasion. Lopera. And the passing is good from Colombia. Isabel Azuaga, the captain, slips the ball on. And they are really disciplined and organised at the moment, Colombia. Had a tough evening yesterday in losing to Poland, 36 points to 0, but they're putting that behind them. Little wait, and then keeping the ball in 2 hands to open this opportunity up now. Colombia with quick hands. They'll get an opportunity here. Askarova shuts down this first attack from Colombia. Has it been pinched on the floor? It's a bum fight for the ball.
Oh, that was such an important tackle there for Askarova. If she didn't wrap the ball up and go high, that was a simple 2v1 to the corner. The desperation from their defence has got them out of trouble.
Valjan Koshibayeva, she is a fly half in 15s. She hasn't found touch there. Didn't come clean off the boot, did it? Colombia come again. not been in their own half at all, Colombia. Juliana Soto now. Alvarez. So much time as well to pick their way forward. There's not a press from Kazakhstan. Now to Azuaga. Big ball carrier, Isabel Azuaga. Not many are going to bring her down by themselves on a sevens field.
2, blue. Never onside.
Kazakhstan are just grabbing at their tackles. They're not making any dominant hits, but it's just allowing Colombia to be able to offload, move the ball quickly. You know, it's taking 3 players at times to bring 1 player down. But Colombia still can't manage to find the space at the moment. But the pressure's building.
A lot at stake here for Colombia, because to end this season, or to end this first period of the season with 2 wins over a fully professional team like Kazakhstan, and I include the 15s from early this season in that, would be quite something.
Yeah, you always raise your game, don't you, as seen as an underdog.
Pera hasn't thrown that in straight. And Rach, how hard is it for players who wouldn't necessarily be throwing in a 15-a-side game to get that part of the game right when it comes to sevens?
Yeah, having been in that position, it's quite nerve-wracking. Obviously, it's a key to the restart of the game, and just slightly overcooks it. It's such a challenging skill to do. You've got to get the timing of the jumpers right, the movement right, and then also you've got to run around and get ready to receive it and hit your fly half. So there's a lot of skill that goes into it.
I need space.
And being a very good passer of the ball, as you would have been as an inside centre for England for many years, doesn't necessarily translate to throwing it from behind your head, does it?
Absolutely not. And you still do see some of the old tradition of passing the ball in. That is also an option.
Yeah, throw back to the wingers of the 70s in the 15-a-side game. Anyway, back to 2022, and Colombia put the press on. Askarova now has to cover back after the mistake. Valentina Tapias. Now Maribel Metra, who was sent off against Kazakhstan in February this year. It is all Colombia. Can they make it pay from 5 meters away? Spun along to Laura Mejia, and here it comes. Isabel Azuaga dives in, and that is just reward for a fine start from Las Tucanes.
Absolutely. 1 minute left on the clock, and Colombia had all the possession in this half and finally get their rewards from being patient, recycling the ball, looking after it. Azuaga's been excellent this tournament for her team. She initially got that first restart back. You know, those things are important because it builds momentum, it starts the game off in the way that you want it. And then she's on the end of the try and to finish. But you can hear the panic and the desperation from Kazakhstan. They're frantic at the moment. That was their one shot in attack. Lines of communication not quite right, forces the error. And Colombia completely capitalised on that.
More good drills from the restart, but Kazakhstan smartly just loitering around the 10 to take the rebounds. First chance for Kazakhstan to really attack Colombia. Big hits coming in on those light blue Kazakh shirts. Spun along by Stepanuga. And now revving her engine is Nigora Nurmatova. That's a good change of direction. Askarova now. One-on-one in the 5-meter channel. Askarova beats the first, slips the ball on. It's brilliant from Koshybayeva. She has support on the inside, but Baljan Koshybayeva, one of the leaders in this Kazakhstan team, leads her team back into contention.
Yeah, such a critical time. I mean, that was much better face play we saw from Kazakhstan. The slick hands moving from one side to the other. Just did a 1-2. It all started with Koshybayeva. Saw the space on the outside, moved it to Askarova, and then she just rode the tackle, kept it alive. A really important finish going into the half-time.
No dice from the conversion, so 5 points apiece. We stay at half-time.
See there, all starting with her. She saw the space, she had the awareness of where her winger was in some space to then be able to break on the outside. You always talk about good players and how many touches they can get on the ball. Follow your support, don't just watch. And then she gets the reward in the end and 5 points to her name.
The old heads steering Kazakhstan and steadying the ship. Didn't they need that after the very purposeful beginning? They didn't lose their heads at all. They weren't rushing in to make big hits. It was an efficient use of their energies on the final day. Those energies that you just have to conjure, I imagine, Rach, not having competed on the World Series myself before.
Yeah, these players train for moments like this. You know, you often go into dark places in training, sometimes even beyond what the intensity of matches can be, so it prepares you for this. That was their first real opportunity of attack, and you just wonder, maybe post the Aswaga score, a couple of those leaders just said, look, we need to look after the ball, let's move it, let's use our strength. And this is what we can do when we look after it. And you can see there's a tactic with Kazakhstan. They seem to be trying to wrap players up, trying to go a little bit too high on them, and at times that's what's allowed Colombia to get more momentum and to keep moving forward and starve Kazakhstan of the ball.
Well, Kazakhstan will kick us underway. All the players in this Kazakhstan team, drawn from 2 full-time teams, backed by the governments of Kazakhstan. They're both teams are from the south, Almaty Rugby Club and Olymp Taldykorgan Rugby Club. Only a 3-hour drive between them. And if you know anything about the geography of Kazakhstan, that is no distance at all. It's a vast country. So they're cleverly congregating in one area to keep things easier for their rugby program.
Happy play on.
And here is Koshibayeva bringing in Ludmila Shera for the first time. She's been rested for the first 7 minutes. Let's keep an eye out for her in the number 12 shirt. Little slip pass again, and Kazakhstan upping the pace. Here they come, breaking Colombia's line and racing under the sticks. Diana Abisheva dotting this one down.
What about that fend from Abisheva? Just all about the intent, straight from the kickoff. Manages to win the ball back. And that would have been the start that they wanted, to really dominate the first phase of play, dominate possession. See here, just a lovely little switch back here, transfers the ball, huge fend. Literally sits down the Colombian. See, he gets out that right hand, straight down, can't go higher when the power runner's coming through.
Kazakhstan 12-5 up, but Colombia taking the kickoff cleanly, unchallenged actually. Soto gets them moving. Press from Kazakhstan this time. That's been a difference from the first half. They were passive in defense. Where does Baljan Koshibayeva want to go? A little hint to the left and then back with a switch to Shera. That's a good line taken from Pishujina. Penalty Colombia. Good field position. Opportunities either side. And they're engaging the defense again. No one is coming forward, and Azuaga doesn't need a second opportunity. Now to Laura Mejia. Much better hands we're seeing this morning compared to last night when they were harried to distraction, Colombia. And look at this, sprinting away goes Juliana Soto. Mejia will take this quickly, and Laura Mejia spots the whitewash, pins her ears back, and gets the 5-pointer.
10.
That's a superb response from Colombia. Moments ago, in their 22, under pressure, big kick towards the backfield, manages to get the turnover, and then all this possession, this pressure onto Kazakhstan. They infringe again, their discipline lets them down. And Mejia pounces on the ball, knows that she's got an opportunity to get over the try line. You got 4 bodies there from Kazakhstan, all offside and out. No way that they're going to be able to stop her.
2-point game now, Rach.
Thank you. 7.
And plenty of time for
Yellow.
that scoreline to change
Okay. 7
potentially
blues
many
off.
times.
Yeah, exactly.
I
So
have
now
6.
it's all about this restart, how important it is to secure it.
Good restart from Colombia. It's in the ballpark, but well taken by Nurmatova.
Back, back.
Penalty given away. Lack of discipline this time from Colombia. Koishibayeva, prominence in everything Kazakhstan are doing. Shera, good pass from the big rangy number 12. Now she might see her pace in action. Good support, but not taking it with her. Galina Krasavina, she scored 2 tries against Colombia in the first match on day 1. But that her first impact on the game, and it's putting the ball to the ground.
Yeah, just a mental error. Just took her eyes slightly off the ball. Wasn't the easiest of pass to take.
10.
Shera has been so good this tournament, often taking 2 or 3 players to take her down. Always manages to get her arms free for the offload. No, her teammates should always be expecting the ball to come from her.
Time back on.
But now Colombia, we're licking their lips at this opportunity.
11 yellow. 11 yellow. She's off. Thank you, thank you. Okay, time back on.
Sada Flores
Cut!
sprinting into the action for Colombia.
Set!
That was the scrum. Very strong from Colombia. No real challenge perhaps from Kazakhstan. They're too busy waiting for the impact moment from Colombia, and speed now put on the ball. Contest for it. And
Knock on.
didn't Kazakhstan do well to disrupt after the breakout from
Off
Sada
forward.
Flores.
On the ground. Blue scrum. Sub. Okay, time is off.
Yeah, it was a lovely little dart, lovely little wraparound from the set piece. Just think maybe playing a little bit too wide on the passes, which allowed for Kazakhstan to get up in the passing channels. If the ball's in the air too long, it allows defences to be able to recover, reconnect. That's why you got 3 players from Kazakhstan all around the ball carrier. There's certainly been plenty of physicality coming from both teams. I talked about it in the pre-match, about matching it, and Colombia have certainly done that.
Colombia, hold. Hold. Catch!
It was Nigora Nurmatova who shut that attack down. She has been everywhere for Kazakhstan.
Up. Okay, out of water. Boy, running off. Mark's here. Catch! Bind! Set!
It is Nurmatova to feed this Kazakhstan scrum, and Colombia get a small nudge on now. Nurmatova sprints away. Switching in the midfield. Shera. And now they add up. Nurmatova will keep this pace high. Numbers away to the left. Finds Askarova. Now it goes to Krasavina. And she's watched well. Colombia have seen what she can do against them in the first match, and she's been shut down again. A lot of desire, though, Rach, from Nurmatova.
Yeah, she definitely wants to keep tempo in the game, using her experience, playing on top. As soon as you get a quick tap and you've got players around,
Bring on the sub. Mark's.
you want to go quickly, eat up as many yards.
Okay.
But what about that desperate defence from Colombia on the edge there?
5, blue. 5.
Yeah, they're 2 points behind, but they're fighting as if they're defending a lead. And they know, and the probability is there will be a chance for them before the next 65 seconds is out.
Mark is here.
Still a long time in sevens.
Yes. I understand.
Yeah, a lot can happen within that time.
Cut!
This is that chance, perhaps. Sada Flores
Okay.
feeds the scrum.
Bind.
Colombia just heads straight for the well-set defensive line. Now they look to try their luck with a little more creativity in behind. Now there's 1 in the game here for Colombia, but it's Kazakhstan, and again, Koishibayeva doing the sweeping. Excellent speed. That is Sebna. Askarova decides to forge her way forward. Little hitch again from Nurmatova. Well taken indeed by Stepan Yuga. Colombia's defense is nudging them forward in a territorial perspective, but a little bit of space here for Koishibaeva. 5 seconds remaining on the clock. Colombia need to rip that ball back. Askarova puts it out, and Kazakhstan will just about hold on. They had to come from behind against Colombia, but they do make it. 2 wins from the 2 matches these 2 nations have played, and it is Kazakhstan who will go forward and fight for a 5th place finish after this 12 points to 10 victory. And that is so important to Kazakhstan as a fully professional team. Anna Yakovleva, their coach, she has to go back to the Ministry of Sport in Kazakhstan and deliver a report on their performance here, and then ask and organise funding for the next season. So they are playing